friends, it's Amy. Welcome to Doki Doki Forest. I'm so glad you are here. Now today, I'm going to be working in my Chunky Junky Journal. Now some of you may know what a Chunky Junky Journal is, and some of you might be wondering what the heck a Chunky Junky Journal is. This is an idea coined by Jeanne. Please go and visit her channel if you haven't done so already. She has Chunky Junkies and all kinds of journaling projects she works on, and they're really inspiring, and she's so much fun to listen to and hang out with. So definitely check her out. Now, in the words of Jeanne, she says, Chunky Junky journals are for junk items. Papers, packaging, beads, bows, paint, postcards, whatever you like, all put together in a hodgepodge way. Similar to the old smash books, but with the added bonus of painting and creativity. So a Chunky Junky is a great way to grab items that maybe you've been holding on to for who knows how long, which is exactly what I'm doing. You saw me with the bin earlier, just kind of going through and picking some things out. I have several bins where I have just tucked away little bits of paper, scraps of paper, some things that have come from a subscription box. Some of these papers are from a Your Creative Studios subscription box, and they're so generous when they send one of those boxes that you get like a lot of each kind of paper, and I have not really been using them. So I want to use these up, so you'll see me start with a vintagey sort of theme, because I had grabbed all papers from Your Creative Studio, which is generally vintage themes every month, or at least the ones that I collected seem to have like a vintage vibe, which is really fun and cool. But it's so generous, as I said, that I wind up with a lot of items, and I'm kind of thinking like, am I going to use these up? So the Chunky Junky is a great way to use things up that you've been holding on to, and also cleaning off your desk. You know, if you have scraps of paper on your desk or stickers, stamps, whatever you have on your desk, it could be a little bead or something, you know, a little ribbon, piece of ribbon. You can just glue it all in this book. And the most important thing, as Jeanne always says, is to have fun. Try not to overthink. Try to just glue and get things in there. So the first thing I like to do is to create a background. So everything I'm gluing in right now is just to cover, for the most part, most of the composition book paper. There might still be some bits here and there, but I'm just covering it up to sort of give myself something to work on top of. Now, this whole background layer may wind up getting completely covered, or it may stay like this, you know. You could just end there, or you could keep building. So I never quite know how much I'm going to actually see of the background once I start one of these projects or, you know, pages, because, you know, you could spend time gluing things down and then wind up covering up most of it, and you just see little peaks here and there. But honestly, I'm just happy to be using everything up. Not everything, but, you know, using up some of my stash. And I decided I needed to add some kawaii elements, cute elements. I have a lot of stationery from Japan that I've just collected for years and years now. Different like papers and stickers and washi tape. And I really just want to use that as well. And sometimes it's stamps, you know, from Japan, because they have really cute stamps. You'll see some of those in a bit. So I'm blending the vintage vibe with like a kawaii, cute sort of aesthetic with some characters. And I like to do that. I like to blend different styles. Don't ever feel like you have to just do things one way. You know, if you love to do vintage, then that's great. But just know that it's totally okay to mix anything together. And, you know, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, these pages may look messy to some people, but to the one who creates it, they're wonderful. You know, they were fun to create, and they're fun to look at. And everyone has their own idea of what's really busy on a page. Like, for some, this may be done right here. But for me, I'm going to add some more stuff. I have this really cute big sticker from a super talented artist named Napions. And here's a calendar from 2018. It's all these cute little pups, and I really wanted to use it. I decided it was too big, so I have to use that on another page. And then here are some stamps from Japan from years ago from a package that I received. And these are little Miffy bunnies. I don't know if you know the Miffy character, but it's a very cute bunny. And I thought the colors really added to the page. You know, I've got some yellows here and some blues. And I thought they went with that large sticker that I had placed with the little animals having their breakfast. And that like biscuit or cookie, the little piece of paper I added there on the left, I've had that for a little bit too. And I was like saving it, you know, and I was like, I'm just going to put it in there. You know, you just got to use stuff up sometimes. I always think I want to save everything for like my Hobonichi journal, you know, where I do my daily journaling, or, you know, saving it for some future project. And sometimes it's good to just grab stuff and use it. Like these little stickers. These are little like vegetable stickers, and they're so cute. And I've been saving them because I thought like, well, I'll probably make a garden page at some point and then I'll use them. And I'm trying to just say like, you know what, let's just use them. I have all kinds of sticker pages and I'm just not using them. Not sticker pages, but you know, little sheets, sticker sheets. That's what I'm trying to say. And I just want to use stuff up. So thank you so much to everyone who voted in my poll that was on the community tab. I'm trying to post over there every once in a while at least. It's really nice to just be able to send you guys a little message. And I do love the polls. I had asked, you know, what sort of creative project you would like to see me work on this week. I'm always curious to know what you're interested in. And the Chunky Junky won. So I was excited about that because it's such a free sort of creating. Kind of like when you make a gluebook page, you know, it's a very freeing form to work in because anything goes. And there's a little T tag right here that I colored with marker just to kind of make it stand out a little bit. I thought about adding a little water too because I could make the marker look a little more smudged instead of so, well, it's messy. It's messy precise. And I attached that there, but I wound up moving it because I found something else that I wanted to put in that space. That's the nice thing about washi, you can move it. But I had this little Mount Fuji I thought looked really cute right there and just helps to bring those two pages together. On this 2-page spread, I decided to go with that first picture there on the left, and it has like mostly pink and blue, and I decided to go with that theme. Now I'm just going to go through my bin and see what I can pull out that has pink and blue or pink or blue, you know, either both colors or just separately, and see what looks good, you know. And you know, again, I'm just going to cover these pages first to make a background and then build up on that. There's usually like maybe 3 layers or so. I mean, it could be more than that, but I feel like I kind of start with the large images that I have first, and then I go in and I find my medium images and I see what I can put down for those next, and then I go with the small images or stickers or whatever it is, the small bits and pieces I'm going to add, and those would be the last things that I add. The other thing I like to do is I like to cover up corners a lot of the time and even straight edges a lot of the time. So if I have 2 pieces of paper that are together and they make either like a hard edge or a straight edge, a lot of times I try to soften that a little bit and put a little something, you know, to kind of bring everything together. I guess that's what it is. I feel like it helps kind of make the page flow when you get rid of some of those hard edges. I don't always do that, but just as a general sort of way that I personally create, I find that I do that. But of course, you don't have to do that. It's just what looks good to my eye. And that's unique for everybody, and that's what's awesome, is that everyone creates differently. So I'm going to share with you another quote from Jeanne. I love when she says this. She had left in a comment. She said about the Chunky Junky, there are absolutely no rules. The fun thing for us is to see all the lovely things that you've saved. But when you make your own Chunky Junky, you have the added bonus of knowing the history behind each item and the flood of memories that come with it each time you open it. And she's absolutely right. So when you watch somebody else creating in their Chunky Junky, it's really cool to just see what items they have saved, What have they been holding on to? Or what's on their desk, And it's really great to see them use it. It's interesting, it's always interesting to see what someone else has, whether it's images or stamps or stickers. It's just, washi tape. It's just really, neat. It's like going through somebody's art supplies. You just want to see what they have, or books on a shelf. It's just, you want to see what they have. And then it's awesome when you decide to create your own journal, because then you're looking at things as you're using them and thinking like, oh, I remember this paper. I got this at such and such place, or so-and-so sent this to me and I've been holding on to it and I've been waiting, and it is really cool to have those memories. It could be an old button you've been saving, maybe it belonged to your grandparents, it's just really cool to have items that you stick on there, and where these items came from, or maybe you've forgotten. Either way, it's just, sometimes we forget what's even in there. So it's kind of like a treasure for us too. We can be discovering something in our stash for the first time again, because we're like, oh my gosh, totally forgot I had that. I was saving it, and I said I'm going to use this on a winter page. I never used it, so let's just use it right now while I'm looking at it. Because if it just gets buried in the bin again, who knows when you'll decide to look at it again. It might be a while. So it's kind of nice to just use it. And then, you can flip through your Chunky Junky, or somebody else will flip through it, and it's just fun to look at all the stuff. I was thinking these pages would be cool too, because in the future, somebody could build upon them. They could add some words and some writing. Maybe not even me. Maybe it would be my kids someday, or, grandkids. I mean, I'm going way out, but it's just cool to think of down the road somebody else looking at this. And I hope that they would add to it. I hope they don't feel like they have to leave it as is, because I would love if somebody added their own touch. So I am finding a pretty good amount of pink and blue, so I'm excited about that. That bloom sticker I've had for years, and I was like, I'm going to save it for a garden page, and, kind of like those veggie stickers, same kind of thing. I was like, I'm going to save it for maybe not a garden page, flower page, flower garden. But I was like, I haven't used it in years. If I put it back, I probably won't use it again for years. So let's just use it. And the washi too, I have a lot of washi, and I want to just make sure I'm getting that out and using it. And the washi is really nice too, because for some reason I like when it has an edge that has washi, and I think it's a really good way to bring two images together, or a couple images together. I was going through my Chunky Junky, and I noticed I have done a lot of colors, but I haven't done like a just green spread yet. So that'll be the next one I work on. Maybe even right now, because I still have my bins out with all the paper. Just, there's stuff everywhere. It's a good time to work in a Chunky Junky around here. Just some final touches here, some little sakura leaves here, or not leaves, petals, flower petals, little cherry blossom petals to kind of jazz up that little label over there and to go with the bloom. And I found a little scrap of pink, so I just glued that right on too. It was just sitting on my desk. And that's what's nice too. You can just use anything. So here we go. These are the pages I created today. You can let me know if you have a favorite. Let me know if you are starting a chunky junky, a journal of this kind where you just clean off the desk, go through bins, use stuff up, try to just have fun gluing and using things up, and let me know, if you're finding it really satisfying, because I definitely am. It feels really good to use this stuff. And my pink and blue page, I think I found enough stuff for. This looks done to me. As I said, somebody else could come in here and do some writing. There are still some spots where you could do that. Or add stickers. If I find like some little things, you could add some more, or somebody else could add some more. So you can really personalize it as much as you want. But thanks again for voting in the poll. And thank you so much for joining me here today and hanging out. I hope you were up to something fun or relaxing while you were here. And I'll see you again soon.